if your messages at the moment are a little bit generic, they lack spark, they're not creating that attraction, and you're not getting many responses from the women you like, let's try and work and fix that. I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you 3 very simple principles that you can follow to make those first messages that you send far more effective. Remember, you only get one chance to make a good first impression. So let's look at principle 1. And principle 1 is all about being unique. Do you remember the messages that go along the lines of, what's happened? Have you been abducted by aliens? Have you fallen down a hole? Don't tell me the divorce is still on. Whilst these messages at some point in the past may have seemed kind of funny, the problem is now messages that have been used too many times have become like a cliche. This also is true, by the way, for your online dating profile. If you've written looking for a partner in crime, delete that now. When we write messages that are inadvertently too generic and too similar to what many other men out there have written, we're kind of almost putting ourselves in the same bracket as every other guy out there. So instead, what's really important is if 99% of guys you think would have chosen to pick up on one piece of information from her profile or are likely to have messaged her in one particular way, you have got to be in that 1% that chooses to do things differently. So let's just take the example of a message like, so how was your weekend? That message is so vanilla and so similar to what all the other guys out there might have sent her. It's really unlikely that you're going to be able to get on her radar as that guy who's really interesting, who's really unique, and who's really different. Instead, if you make a simple substitution and just rephrase that same question in a way that's more creative and more interesting, you're going to get a better response. So you could say, when your alarm went off today, did you think, wow, that was an awesome weekend? Or, oh my God, it's Monday, and got back into bed. Even though you're saying, how was your weekend? By creating an image around that, where you describe a little scenario where she may have thought about her weekend, because it's been more creative and because you've chosen to phrase it in a way that's more original, your message is going to stand out from the other guys out there. So always make sure that before you hit send, you double check, has this message got enough originality to it? Principle 2 is to create a little bit more challenge and be slightly less agreeable in your messages. Now, I know that you want to impress her and you want to show her why you like her, and all of those things are good. If you do seem too agreeable, a problem with this can be that you can accidentally come across as a little bit sycophantic. This could mean, for instance, that you're just trying to say that you like everything the same as her because you want her to like you. Instead, you really want to show and develop how you've got an original and unique personality yourself and your own world of interests and things that you're into outside of her. So great messages will usually have a combination of showing something where you align and some point of agreement, but also being very conscious to also show something that you may not connect on so well, or something that creates an element of challenge. So for instance, instead of saying, great smile by the way, and I really like that you're into yoga, I've always mean to try that, it probably wouldn't perform as well as a message that creates a little bit more challenge around the same concept. So if you said, high five for being a committed yogini, exclamation mark. However, could I arm twist you to put on some Wellington boots and going hiking instead? Good work on the yoga poses. You're going to have a hard time convincing me to join in though. Last time I tried, I ended up with a crick in my neck. Maybe I can learn from the best, question mark. These messages, or all of these messages, they're about the same theme. They're all expressing, hey, the fact that you're into yoga makes you more interesting to me. Let's discuss that. But how you're choosing to go about it is far more original and also creates an element of challenge. So challenge is our second principle. It's our second ingredient that you really want to put in to make your messages amazing. And if you want to learn more, by the way, about how to make messages amazing and for them to really stand out to her, good news, on December the 12th, 2020, in case this video is on the internet for a while, I'm hosting a free Master of Messaging online webinar session. It's totally free to join. It'll be an hour training given by me. We're going to look into great messages to send and how to construct them. And the only thing you need to do to join is to make sure you register using the link below. It's really important that you register in advance and not on the day, just to make sure that you can get in and access to the webinar room easily. And let's look at principle 3 for sending great messages online. My final principle about what to message is all about how to message a woman when she's actually not giving you very much information to work with. Yes, a lot of women out there, and you know what, if you're a woman, you know if I'm talking to you, sometimes don't complete their online dating profile. This can make it tricky for you to figure out what's a good message to send. In this case, I would still be unique and create an element of challenge. So you could say something like, very mysterious profile, Anna, exclamation mark. Can you tell me something I would never have guessed about you from it? So that's generally a good coverall message for women haven't completed their profile. But I'd also really like to advise you that if she hasn't written a profile, if she's relying on 2 really hot pictures, there's a lot of attractive women out there, and to maybe raise your own game here, become that chooser and think, next. Anyway, I hope you've loved this advice on how to more successfully send a first message to women that you meet online. I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn. If you've liked this video, please give it a like, a comment, a share, or a subscribe to this channel. That would be awesome. And I will be back again with more text messaging advice very soon.